Hey you guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Today's video, I'm continuing on with a reverse retro 2 bracket challenge here. This one, we're going to be finishing off round 1, so there's going to be a lot of voting here. We're going to go through all of the matchups. We're also going to go through the previous matchups and see who won those 4 previous matchups. Like I said, I was going to separate this into 2 videos, but I think I'm just going to do 8 matchups here today. And we'll just have more voting, and then we can get this done a lot faster because this is taking quite a while, especially if I do 1 video a week. I was beyond excited to see how this voting went, just because there were some interesting matchups. More specifically, the very first matchup was super duper enticing to me, and I was very intrigued to see how it was going to go. And some of the results here that I've seen are kind of crazy and definitely not really what I expected. So make sure for this next one to go over to the link in the top description once we're done with this video here and go vote. We went from 60 votes to we had about 60 votes here in this one, which is fantastic. Thank you guys. All these votes are going to matter, especially when things kind of get a little bit more crazy and we get deeper into the bracket. Then every single vote is going to matter. Also, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you guys are new so you guys don't miss the next one. Like I said, I've been doing these once a week, so there will be another one next week where we will take a look at the results from today's video, and then also I'll give you guys the next round. Let's take a look at the results from last week, though, because these are very, very interesting. Let's start off with the first matchup here. We had the Arizona Coyotes going up against the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Tampa Bay Lightning actually took this one quite convincingly with 63.5% voting. I'm actually very, very surprised by that result. I'm going to be honest. 40% or 40 of you guys out of 63 voted for the Tampa Bay Lightning. I'm actually very, very surprised about that. I expected this matchup to be a lot closer in the end, and I did not expect Tampa to win that convincingly. The next matchup we had, this one wasn't even close. We had the Pittsburgh Penguins up against the Montreal Canadiens. And I'm sorry, Habs fans, but Pittsburgh Penguins Reverse Retro 2 just absolutely knocked you out of the water here. 73% for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Absolutely crazy in my opinion. I'm not super duper surprised by this, but I am also a little bit at the same time. I expected Pittsburgh to win just because it's Robo Penguin, but I kind of thought it would be a little bit closer. Not this lopsided. I was thinking maybe like a 60-40, but I can kind of understand where this was coming from and how you guys voted for the Pittsburgh Penguins over Montreal. Next one we had was also very interesting. We had the Calgary Flames going up against the New York Islanders. Both ones I thought were okay. None of them, like either one of them, really blew me out of the water personally with the reverse retros. I did like Calgary's, but I just wasn't a big fan of the sublimation print at the bottom. And I thought the New York Islanders could have done more, although it wasn't terrible. But it looks like you guys also thought the Calgary Flames had the better reverse retro with a 59.7% voting on this. How many does that make? That makes 37 of you guys out of the 62 voting for the Calgary Flames. So the Calgary Flames knock out the New York Islanders. Sorry, Islanders fans. And last but not least, the last matchup here was the Carolina Hurricanes up against the Nashville Predators. Probably the most lopsided voting we have had, as the Nashville Predators absolutely destroy Carolina. Kind of expected that. Though, for some reason, when I first posted this, I was kind of a little hesitant on the way this was going to go. I knew people didn't like Carolina's reverse retro too, but I also thought Nashville's was something that people didn't love because they wanted them to do navy and they did yellow. So I totally could have seen this being a lot closer, but it looks like 78.7% voted Nashville over 21.3% voting Carolina. That means only 13 people voted for the Carolina Hurricanes. I am so sorry. So this now leads us into our next round of matchups. We have 8, I believe, here. Yeah, we have 8 matchups. I just had to count because I wasn't 100% sure. We have 8 more votes for you guys. We're going to be combining 2 episodes into one here. So go hit the link down in the description. Let's talk about which ones we're going to be doing before that, though. And I think we got some really good matchups here, especially right off the bat. We have a good rivalry. We got the St. Louis Blues up against the Chicago Blackhawks. I don't know which way this is going to go. A lot of people seem to not like either one of these, to be honest. So I'm a little bit surprised here. This next matchup could be a little bit lopsided. We got the Philadelphia Flyers up against the Vancouver Canucks. I feel like I know the way that's going to go. The next one, we got the LA Kings up against the Winnipeg Jets. Again, I kind of feel like I know where this is going to go, though one of them's kind of a sleeper. So I'm very, very interested in that one. Next up, this might be the biggest upset we will have, and it's the Washington Capitals up against the Detroit Red Wings. I'm sorry, Detroit. We will see how that goes. I'm very intrigued about that as well. Then we got the Anaheim Ducks up against the Boston Bruins. that should be a very good one as well. This next one, though, I think is going to be cool. We got the New Jersey Devils up against the San Jose Sharks. I feel like this will be a really good matchup, to be honest. I'm really excited to see how that goes. Then we got the Ottawa Senators up against the Florida Panthers. I feel like I know the way that one's going to go. And last but not least, we have the Columbus Blue Jackets up against the New York Rangers. This is one that's also quite interesting. Obviously, this is all first round, so next week when you guys see the video, we'll be heading into round 2 matchups where things are just going to get even more intense. So make sure to vote so your team can go through, and which, not even necessarily just your team, but which jersey you like more can go through, and we can just have an even more tough competition as this bracket goes on. So far, looking up at what you guys have voted for, I have to agree with every single one you guys have voted for so far. I'm going to be honest, I don't disagree with any of the votes that have happened so far. So it looks like you guys can give yourselves a big old pat on the back because your voting's going through really well so far. I would have the exact same bracket if I was voting for this myself. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to go hit the link in the top of the description. I'll not forget to put it there like I did in the last video. Some people had to comment and tell me, and then I could add it. That's probably why we have a little bit less votes on this one than we did last one. That's my bad. But make sure to hit the link in the top of the description, go over and vote. We'll be starting round 2 next week. I'm really excited for that. It's going to be interesting. I can already see kind of the matchups we got going here. And we got some really, really good ones, I'm going to be honest. But yeah, make sure to subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Like the video if you guys enjoyed. I will talk to you in the next one. Peace.